pace car lights are already off, about to take the left-hand turn down pit lane. And we're about to go green. I completely missed all pre-race because they made the session incorrectly and joined a new one, and I stepped away at the wrong time. But green flag in the air here at Vegas. Big money on the line tonight. So you know the guys are out to race hard. All right, let's get settled in here. Already off to a good start. We have Vincent Picotti out front, followed by Tyler Seville. Tyler Gary riding in that third spot. Lots of side-by-side action throughout the field. Have guys running the high line, low line. Options are open here today at Vegas. And we'll have a pretty good length of race here to see how the tires fall off these machines as runs continue. And again, big prize, cash prize to the winner tonight. Just the winner. This isn't a normal thing. This is completely random. It will happen periodically throughout the season. But I informed the guys today earlier that there is a cash prize to the winner, so seemed to get a lot of excitement. A lot of buzz throughout the discords. But everybody in the chat, you know, the stuff I would have covered pre-race, just real quick. So we have a couple guys into the wall further back through the field. Just again, thank you so much for coming out tonight, supporting the stream, supporting the League 5-Star Cup Series. Oh, a lot of good racing side by side. You see Daryl Hahn there, and trying to see who that was, but he came together with Carroll Jr., I believe, through 1 and 2. And then just ahead of them, we have Ray Gill in the 66 car and Matthew Cisna just above him. Vincent Picotti enjoying that free air. Has a bit of a gap between him and the second place car, Tyler Seville. Definitely, if we go under caution, we could take a look at the season standings. But for now, green flag racing, 6 laps into our first stage. Time to win back my channel points. Oh, yeah, I'll give you a chance here in just a bit. I think we might do like manufacturer to win first stage. That will be our first channel prediction. And we'll get that rolling here as we continue. See 26 of Tyler Gary give a little bit of a shot to the back of Tyler Seville there. Gary definitely going to try to move forward here, riding that high line, gather momentum off the corner. Now to the outside of the 18. Things seemingly have calmed down here just a bit. Still side-by-side action throughout the field, but starting to see more of that single file racing throughout the packs. And Gary now up to P3, able to get around Mr. Seville there. We go back through the field here. See Boyd Hogan started P12 tonight. Sorry, he started P8 tonight, drifting back to P10. Definitely 96 car fast over the long run, so look for Hogan to move forward. And sorry if I butcher your name, 06 car David Forch. Looks like a newcomer currently riding P11 with Tyler Justice in the 77 car just behind him. Got Minazzi Major in P13, Carl Dotson P14, Matthew Cisna rounding out the top 15 cars. And plenty more racing further back. See the 17 car, Colby DiCarlo now working on the back of Tyler Seville in the 18, electing to use that high lane through 1 and 2, and just ahead of them we do have another side-by-side battle. Johnny Avila in the 63, Tyler Gary looking underneath him through 3 and 4. Have a set of 2 sets of side-by-side action. See, Johnny Avila barely grazed the wall there on exit, using all of the track and the wall to finish rotating out of the corner. And Gary's going to clear the 63, so Avila sliding back to P3. Believe he was our pole sitter. Now Avila diving hard down on the outside, or inside rather. Gary trying to gather momentum on the outside, still going to clear Avila there. So pass complete for Gary. And it looks like DiCarlo also was able to steal a spot there. So DiCarlo and Gary both able to gain positions over the course of a lap or so. Now you see you see the 17 working on Johnny Avila now on the outside, able to clear him there on the back stretch. A lot of shuffling up front. Tyler Gary now has a clear view of our leader. We'll go in car here, actually. Give my ears a little bit of a break. See the run DiCarlo has just behind him, almost to his bumper on the entrance of 3 and 4. Taking a look through our field, Colby DiCarlo up 4 spots from the start of the race. I think he's tied for the biggest mover of the race so far. And taking a further look, Dallas Pataska now up to P7. Started P11 to start the race, so great job by him to move forward. And now Tyler Justice working on the outside there of the 45 car. I believe that's Bacon Zelenka. Coming back up towards the front. Vincent Picotti still enjoying that clean air. Cody Porter now passing the 18 of Tyler Seville there on the outside. So Cody Porter back to where he started, P5. I see Justice to the rear quarter of Dallas Pataska. Going to be about even with him coming down the front stretch. See Pataska ride that middle lane there. Justice electing that bottom side. Pataska going to have momentum down the back stretch. Justice slides in behind Dallas Pataska, but Justice definitely looking really convincing here as we continue lap 19. Again, Justice with a great run. They're on exit of 3 and 4. Will be able to clear Pataska this time down the front stretch. So Tyler Justice, actually biggest mover of the race so far, up 7 spots, started P14, and now within the top 10. We have some more action up further ahead. Cody Porter now down below Johnny Avila. So Johnny Avila started on the pole. Seems to have slid back several spots now. So not the start of the race he wanted, but still very much so in the picture. Surprised no cautions. 21 laps in. Surely I'm not jinxing it, but no cautions yet. Seville now also looking to the inside of Avila here. If you see Avila ride that wall, try to gather momentum there on the outside. Seville not quite able to clear. It's going to be side by side with Avila down the front stretch. Things seem to be tightening up front here. Gary now just behind our leader, 1/10 behind him down the back stretch. So we'll plug into this battle here. Gary riding that wall there. Ducati using that middle lane. Oh, hard hit into the wall for DiCarlo just behind them. Might have got like that double wake effect, super tight feeling, and just glance off the wall there. Hopefully he does not have damage from that. These things are pretty tanky. A little bit of a loose moment there for Ducati that allows Gary to get to his outside. See Gary here just feather that throttle, pedal that thing around the wall. He's going to have a run here down the front stretch now. And they are side by side now, heading to one. Gary with a bit of an advantage here. He's going to dive low and try to clear up in front of our once leader. But now Ducati comes roaring back on the outside. I think Gary just got pretty loose there under him and just not have any drive off. That little bit of a slip has cost Gary about 3/10 now, so he's going to have to build back his momentum and retry here in just a bit. But checking back here, Cody Porter was able to get around Tyler Seville there, so he is now up to P4. Also checking in on some other guys. Boyd Hogan here now up to P8. So back to where he started this race. Dallas Mataska still within the top 10 here. Just see how close those guys get to that wall in the exit of 4, especially as his run continues. And this time by will be 28 laps into this first stage of 60 laps. Again, no cautions here for stage breaks, or well, really is no stage break, just end of stage. Will stay green as long as a natural caution does not come out. Now Gary has DiCarlo in his rear view. DiCarlo riding that high lane through 1 and 2. He's gonna have some good momentum down the backstretch, about even with Gary on the exit of 2, and he's gonna clear him there on the outside. So now Gary, who was just fighting for the lead, loses a spot to DiCarlo. DiCarlo now up to P2, and we'll see if he has what it takes here to chase down our leader. You see Gary there tight to his bumper there down the front stretch. He's able to pick up quite a bit of draft. DiCarlo doing well there through the middle. Seems really gripped up there through the middle for DiCarlo. Great run off. But just a little bit of jousting we've seen between DiCarlo and Gary already has allowed our leader to slip ahead by about 8/10 here. And I'll keep an eye on that Delta, but for now, we'll go on board here with Tyler Justice, Mr. 24. Drove the entire 24 hours of Daytona by himself and won the GT3 class. Absolute insanity. Coming back up now, Tyler Gary now to the high side of DeCarlo here. Not quite the run he needs off of 4. But the lead has been cut down about 2/10 since the last time I checked in there. And I will throw up the car logos. So we have a Toyota out front, followed by a Chevy, then some more Toyotas, and then a Chevy. And I'll make a prediction here. Who wins first stage? And I'll throw Ford in there too, just for fun. All right, first channel prediction of the night. Person with the most channel points end of season gets a very special prize. And special moment there from Gary there as he goes underneath DeCarlo to get back his P2. So positions are shuffling around here up front. And just behind them, between Porter, Seville, and Justice, things have tightened up as well. But Cotty definitely loves to see all the action in the rear view. But Gary has done well to separate himself just a bit from the scramble. And has cut down the lead to about 5/10 now. All right, I'm seeing a lot of Toyota. Top 2 cars, Toyota, so very fair, very fair. You know, if you just bet a little bit less for Chevy or Ford and you hit, it could be a good payday. I'm just saying. You know, Tyler's slowly creeping up to our leader. They could have a moment. You know, they could rub a little, bring back a Chevy into the picture. But with that said, actually Porter now passing DeCarlo. So top 3 cars, all Toyotas. Toyota Supreme here at Vegas. So far, top 4 cars now as Seville gets underneath DeCarlo there. Man, Toyota showed up. We'll switch it back to Gap now. If you need the logos again, just let me know. I'll give it another minute and then I'll cut off the submissions. Tell you what, Porter has done a nice job to keep himself involved here. Now top 3, looking real strong there as he's starting to get some great runs off of 4. Really great run here behind Tyler Gary, almost to his bumper here by the time we get to 1 and 2. It's only up 2 spots, but I mean, we all saw that shuffle there when the green flag dropped. There was cars all over the track. It was a fight for clean air. I mean, just naturally, you're going to get shuffled back if you catch a bad break. But Porter here has been consistently moving forward after that initial start. Another guy definitely in that conversation is Tyler Justice, as he's up 9 spots now, sitting P5. So great start to the race for the 77. Somebody that was red hot just a minute ago, seen Colby DiCarlo, has now slid back to P7. So as we approach the latter half of this stage, DiCarlo now sliding back to P7, and Johnny Avila reclaiming that top 6 position. Now things really starting to tighten up. Before the race is over, I will do my best to go back through the field, make sure I get everybody as well as the newcomers, but things very tight up front as Gary now loose there underneath Porter. You saw Gary's nose just dive towards that white line, lost a ton of time, and loses a position to Porter. And he's at risk of losing a couple more spots here as he has cars to his outside, Justice, as well as Tyler Seville above him, and they're going to clear Gary through 1 and 2. So big mistake there by Tyler Gary, and that cost him several positions. Now Porter still continuing his campaign to the front. See him get a little bit loose, bobbling there, but still has the speed off of 4. Underneath our leader, Vincent Bacati, was enjoying free air the entire stage here. And now on lap 43 of 60 in our first stage, Porter fighting for the lead here, exiting 2. Porter dives underneath, going to try to clear up the track in front of Bacati. He's going to do so. Tyler Justice now on the outside with a big run into the 3rd position. So Porter P1, Vincent Bacati slides back to P2, Justice hunting in that 3rd spot. Oh, Justice almost makes contact there on the exit of 4 with Bacati, able to save it and actually gets up to P2 now. And just a reminder, Justice is a Chevrolet, so we did see a lot of predictions there for Toyota, but Justice looking really convincing with 15 laps left in this stage. And look who's back, our pole sitter Johnny Seville, or he's not pole sitter, sorry. I'll find out who pole sitter actually is, but Johnny Avila now up to P3 after falling back a little bit as that stage, early stage advanced, but now he's back top 3 in a podium spot. Bacati fighting for his life here to hold on to a top 5 position as he has Tyler Gary just behind him there. But Porter really doing well to separate himself out about 7/10 here from Justice now. So the Toyota bet looking safe for now. 14 laps to go in this first stage. And Gary now underneath Bacati here. We saw these two fighting it out for the first spot, but now Bacati has backed up to Gary here. We'll see if he can complete the pass through 3 and 4. He does. Able to clear up ahead of Bacati and gain the position down the front stretch. We see the 96 car there, Boyd Hogan, trying to get into the top 5 here for this first stage. See him around the outside. Not quite the run, but checks down underneath Bacati now, using that momentum to dive down low here. He's going to try to clear up ahead of Bacati just as we saw Tyler Gary, and he does. So Boyd Hogan up to the 6th spot, almost into the top 5 here for this first stage. We had quite a bit of racing there for a while. Looks like Boyd Hogan now able to get a pass done here on Gary down the front stretch. We saw him exit 4 pretty tight to the left side of the 26 car, but completing the pass. Boyd Hogan now officially into the top 5. Seems to have the speed as we approach end of stage, coming to the line. 10 laps left in this first stage. I was told the pit window for green flag racing around 70 laps, so still have a little bit of a distance to go if they elect to pit for fuel or on fuel strategy. I'll throw up last lap times there so you guys can see who some of the fastest drivers are on the track. You see Seville still in the 4s, Hogan in the 4s. So just a bit faster than our leader and second place car there. But not sure if they'll have enough time to get back to him before the end of the stage without any sort of help. Looking back through the field, we do have a car in Caleb Begg, driver of the 72 car. Overshot his pit entrance there just a bit. So a bit of a problematic stop there for Begg. Also have Dallas Pataska here, who's a lap down, it seems. Looks like he pitted on lap 50. So not sure if that was a strategy call for Pataska there. Probably was. I mean, don't think he had any damage there. So another guy who went in there, Gordon Larson Jr. pitted on lap 50, as well as Colby DiCarlo actually pitted on lap 50 as well. So several guys electing to make those early stops. Just felt like the car was becoming too much of a bear. Maybe wanted to get some adjustments in, change some pressures up just to continue the lifespan of those tires throughout the run. But 6 laps to go here as we come to a close here for our first stage. And our longtime leader, Vincent Picotti, down pit lane now as well. So Picotti coming down pit lane on lap 55. And Porter still enjoying quite a bit of a gap there ahead of Johnny Avila, who is now up to P2. You see Tyler Gary there. Oh, I believe Tyler Justice. He has a big issue there. You see him drop off on speed a ton. I believe he got hard into the wall on the right side. You see a little bit of damage there on the front right side of that car. And he is dropping like a fly here. Already back up to the 9th spot. He's going to have to get that thing down pit lane or get a lucky caution. But he's trapped up on the high side for now. Several more guys down pit lane. Tyler Gary, Nick Basden, all in. Tommy Carroll Jr., Ray Gill, Austin Brooks down pit lane. So we're starting to see some green flag stops. And just 2 more laps here in this first stage. I believe the leaders... caution's out. Caution is out. Not sure what the cause was. If I had to guess, I mean, I have no idea. It doesn't tell me. Oh, I think I found it. Oh, as we have Blake near around coming out of 4. We'll back this up here. See if we can get a better look at this. See Blake near here running this middle lane. And he has not pit yet. So definitely heat in those tires. See him get loose there on the exit of 4. Some bobbles and slides around, going around here on the exit of 4. Comes to a stop on the racing surface, bringing out the caution. Our first caution of the night on lap 60. And how the field stands now is the result of the first stage. So with that said, Toyota is the winner of the first stage, and I will elect those points. So congratulations, guys. Guessed correctly there. I will say though, we had a Chevy Tyler Justice coming back towards the lead before it kind of fell off. Some guys flipping the stage here. I believe that is the strategy call that we've seen some people make as they pitted handful of laps earlier, but Cody Porter electing to take stage points and leading the field down pit lane. All right, and with that, I'll take a brief moment here. To show off the new standings. All right, so season standings as of yet, Tyler Gary in that top spot with 228 points. Boyd Hogan P2 and Dallas Pataska in that third spot, 49 points behind our season standings leader. Some other notable movers last week after winning, Johnny Avila now up in the 10th spot. Blake near 11th, up 10 spots after last week. So some big movers there, as well as Colby DiCarlo now P7 after last week, and Casey Tucker sitting P6. All right. Well, with that, we'll check back in here with the field. So I believe everybody who pitted actually kind of got screwed. I think they got screwed. They're going to have to get the wave around, go to the back of the field. And the guys who stayed out got tires, got fuel, and they will be back up front. Cody Porter leading, coming to the start of the second stage. Again, thank you guys so much for joining the broadcast, joining the stream. I promise one day we'll get this thing started without any technical difficulties, any issues, you know, no late starts. We're all in the right session. I get to have a smooth pre-race. We can see the starting grid, all that special stuff. It's coming. It's coming. It'll line up. The stars will align one day, but not today. Not today. We have the field driving around now to catch up with the starting pack. Pace car lights are off, so we'll be going green to start the second stage here in just a second. Well, we have some notable names now up in the top 5 positions. Boyd Hogan behind our leader there on the bottom lane. Johnny Villa just outside of Cody Porter. Pace car takes that hard left turn down pit lane. Green flag back in the air as we start stage 2. We'll see how aggressive these guys are to start the stage. We saw a lot of comers and goers throughout that last stage. So some guys getting some adjustments in, some guys electing to maybe not push so hard here to restart. But already some side-by-side action here in the top 10. Try to zoom out here so we can see a little bit more. You see the 45 car there split. A couple of fellas 3 wide there. Bacon Zelenka doing his best to ride between Daryl Hahn and the 57, clearing up ahead of Hahn there. And he's going to be able to get the one pass done. And now the 29 car also making the most of that little bit of a checkup there that Han had. So Zelenka now up to P6. And 29 car rolling well there. Carl Dotson on the outside. He's going to get around Joe Stafford. I know we have Joe Stafford fans in the chat. Seems to be a very popular driver in the 57. But Carl Dotson really wasting no time here as he's continuing to ride that middle lane. Definitely putting some heat in those tires, but he doesn't care right now. He just wants to move forward. So Carl Dotson now up to P6. And further up now, we saw Boyd Hogan start in that third spot. He's now to the outside of Tyler Seville here, glancing off the wall, but able to clear Seville down the front stretch. Johnny Villa giving a little bit of a push there. But Boyd Hogan now up to P2 and has some pretty fresh air other than our leader ahead of him. So expect him to go hunting here as he already has a run there on Cody Porter down the backstretch. Great draft down the backstretch, electing that middle lane, keeping the air clean on that nose. Let's see how much of a run he has. He has some of a run here, able to reel the 04 car just a bit, heading into 1 and 2. But just behind the leaders, we have 2 cars side by side, Seville and Avila. Looks like Seville is going to get cleared here through 3 and 4. Now he's contending with Mr. Dotson, who was roaring to the front there off that restart. Really made the most of that middle lane. If he can get those tires back down to a normal operating temperature, he might be able to continue his run up here in the top 5. But we saw how long that green flag run went last time. And, people like DeCarlo sliding back and Bataska sliding back. And Bacati also sliding back as the laps tick down. So definitely will be up to these guys to save their boots. But DeCarlo now trying to work his way back up as he did in that first stage. That was on board with Cody Porter. You saw Boyd Hogan in his rear view. Hogan really was just kind of hanging out there for a while in that first stage. Was able to move up several spots towards the end, but definitely advantage to him as he started the second stage just behind the leader. We have Vincent Bacati recording an off track there. You see him rolling slow there on that bottom lane. We'll go back and take a look as now we have Johnny Avila working on the outside of Boyd Hogan here. And he's going to be able to get a pass in for P2. Things looking pretty tight up front. Tyler Seville looking to the inside of Boyd Hogan now as we have a caution out. I believe we had some drama there towards the back of the field. So we have Winati Major here, slow rolling on the inside wall. Not sure what happened with him, but we'll go back and take a look here. Oh man, he was rolling for a long time. Uh oh. Oh. So gets a little bit of a touch there. Glances off Bacati, hits the outside wall. Justice in the 36 car collected there as well. And no caution for now, but Minazzi not in control of his car here. And he just continues to limp that thing down towards the bottom of the track. And eventually the caution comes out. But caution here on lap 74. Wanted to also back up here. Okay, yeah, so when I note that Bacati might have had an incident, this was that incident. Just took a bit for that caution to come out. A couple damaged cars as we have guys coming down pit lane. Munatsi Major obviously heavily damaged there. Tyler Justice, who was looking real fast there to start this race. We saw him have some damage there on the front right side of that car, but now have some nose damage. So you see that front end pushed in just a bit. But guys definitely making the most of this caution to get some fuel, get some tires, maybe put some adjustments in. We have a race off pit lane. Cody Porter holding on to that top spot. Hogan able to get that second position, and Johnny Avila coming out third. All right, well, it looks like we are getting lined back up here. Pace car lights are off, so we'll be back to green here on lap 76 coming to 77. We do have some Tyler Justice fans in the chat. Looks like he's back out on the racing surface. Does have a little bit of damage there to the front right side of that car still. And still some damage as well on the nose. See if he's able to get that hammered out. Definitely will be tough to come back from that, especially with the amount of green flag racing we've seen. But two rather quick cautions in a row might allow him to go back down pit lane and get more of that damage repaired. And we'll do a quick crank it up here out of the green flag drop as the pace car lights are off. And we'll be taking that left hand turn down pit lane, and we'll go into a quick crank it up. All right, coming out of the crank it up, looks like Cody Porter still holding on to his lead. We saw some shuffling there between DeCarlo and Johnny, sorry, not DeCarlo, Carl Dotson, our restart champion, and Johnny Avila there for P2. Now side by side, heading into turns 1 and 2. Dotson definitely has a fast vehicle there on the restarts. Now up to P2 behind our leader, clearing Johnny Avila down the backstretch. Great job by the 29 car of Carl Dotson, up 11 spots from the start of this race. Tyler Gary, we also saw just a minute ago, doing well to carve his way through the top 10 here, sitting P4 just to the outside of Tyler Seville. Further back, we do have some other guys racing pretty tight here. Daryl Hahn, Colby DeCarlo in the 17 on the outside, and Picotti, who we just saw had that incident there with Minazzi Major. But looks like his car is basically back up to snuff, so should be continuing to be a competitor here. And then I just got passed a note here from production. Minazzi Major out of the race, damaged too much to come back, so he will be rolling that thing to the trailer and head on to the next one. See the 45 car of Bacon Zelenka there, giving a little bit of a hint to the 17 that he was there just underneath him, exiting 4. But since that, Colby DeCarlo now even with Tyler Seville down the backstretch here. We'll ride that middle lane through 3 and 4, try to gather momentum to clear the 18 down the front stretch. 18 car doing pretty well, riding on the bottom side, but not going to be able to keep up with the speed of the 17. So we do have a battle now for the lead. See Carl Dotson, Cody Porter come together for just a second right before the entrance of 1 and 2. Dotson diving underneath, now clearing up ahead of Porter. Porter looking underneath now, trying to get a crossover done here through 3 and 4. And he's not going to have the momentum, so the 29 car still holding on to the lead for now, though does drift up a bit. Might have just got a little bit tight there. That allows Porter now to be back even with Dotson down the front stretch. And that brings Johnny Avila also into the picture here. Oh, tight one there for Dotson. Able to cross over there behind the rear end of the 04 car, trying to do another crossover move, but car stalls out as he gets around loose ahead of Avila. Avila trying to clear him outside, and he does. So we have a big slowdown there of cars. Colby DeCarlo having to check up and able to get around, but now we have a big shuffle up here of cars. Vincent Picotti able to come out of that gaggle there ahead. Now P3, Boyd Hogan able to move ahead too, and Johnny Avila trying to get back up to speed, but big slide there by Carl Dotson. Now back to P14. So big shuffle there of cars on the exit of 4, kind of changing the makeup of our top 5 quite a bit, as we have two horse race now for the lead. Tyler Gary just behind Cody Porter here. We'll stick with the leaders for now, but if we get a chance, we'll go back and take a look at exactly what happened. But now Gary using that apron to minimize distance here, going to be diving low on Porter. And he's going to clear up ahead of Porter here down the backstretch. So Tyler Gary, driver of the 26 car, up to the lead here on lap 29 of 64 in our second stage. Go back and take a look real quick. So you see Dotson there in the 29 car on the bottom. He gets loose. Johnny Villa able to check up, but cars like DeCarlo and it looks like the 18 of Tyler Seville get really bottled up there on the bottom lane, and they just get steamrolled by the field there. So unlucky break by those two drivers behind Dotson. Dotson really the one making the mistake there. But good job by Avila to stay out of him as he saw him go around just ahead. And we're still green. I did call Pataska's name early as a goer. As we have car around through 3 and 4, Blake Neer. Several cars around, one up into the wall. 06 car coming to a rest here on the apron. I believe that's David Forch. And some heavy damage there to the front right side of that car. We saw Blake Neer go around, tire smoke up into the air. We'll go back and take a look at what happened. But that is our third caution here on lap 93. And we do see another car there, Gordon Larson Jr. with some front end damage as well. So Blake Neer, center of your screen in the 14 car. You see him just get loose there on the entrance, and DeCarlo gets collected. Double O car, I believe double O car is Gordon Larson Jr. You see him get into, I believe that was Joe Stafford. No, Joe Stafford there on the outside, and the 06 car gets collected by Gordon Larson Jr. Yeah, just going back, taking one more look at this. You see how tight DeCarlo is to the back of the 14. That just takes all the air off the 14's rear, and he just goes around. Maybe he dumped the throttle a little bit too aggressively in combination of DeCarlo being there on his rear. And the back end of that car just picked up and lost all grip. But as for Neer himself, doesn't look like he has too bad of damage. Obviously getting fresh tires on that car after the slide. But definitely some others that have more severe cases to attend to. So we see Justice rolling off. Looks like he's able to get most of that damage done to that car. We saw him with some pretty heavy damage there to the front right side as well as the nose. But car's looking a lot better now, and we know there's speed in that 77, so good sign for him. David Forch still on pit lane getting some damage repaired. Another guy who we saw have a heavy impact here, Gordon Larson Jr. We'll take a look here at his race car. Yeah, heavy damage there to the front end. Big cave in there, so I believe he just will be riding, trying to stay on the lead lap for now. But as for now, Gary enjoying the lead. Pace car lights are off. We'll be back to green here in just a second. Again, just thank you guys so much for coming out. We love to see the increase of drivers as well as the viewers week to week. Always very promising to see. Tonight, again, big cash prize to the winner. So definitely was a lot of excitement around that. And you know, we've had some great racings, had some different leaders up front, different guys coming and going to the top 5. So really, it could be anyone's race. As we're about to go green again, pace car taking that left-hand turn down pit lane and waiting on Gary to get us restarted. Green flag back in the air. Lap 36 of 64 for our second stage here. Two by two through much of the field. Do have some three wide action further back. See Larson Jr. doing his best to stay in the draft with that damaged race car. Definitely does not want to get out of line. Boyd Hogan up to P2 around Cody Porter. We saw Dotson use his middle lane on restarts very effectively. Maybe some of the guys took note and watched him to see if they could try to replicate that on their own restarts. But Tyler Gary doing well to hold on to that lead for now, about 2/10 ahead, as we have a bit of a moment there between Daryl Hahn and Colby DiCarlo, almost coming together on the exit. Does stall each other's momentum out just a bit, allowing the 6 car, Matthew Cisna, to enter the picture there. So things bottled up just a bit there. This is for around P10. So definitely fighting for some valuable points there, as we have now Johnny Avila looking to the outside. Cody Porter, see if he has a little bit of a run. Does glance off the wall. That's going to stall him just a bit. But just behind, Dallas Pataska to the outside of Mr. Bricati here, heading into 1 and 2. He's going to use that speed through that middle lane to get the pass done there. And Cody Porter also now through to P2, so able to work on the outside of Hogan, and he is now riding behind our leader. We have a car dive down to the bottom. I believe that was Joe Stafford there trying to make some moves down the front stretch. I'm keeping an eye up at our leaders, but they seem single filed out for now. Have a lot of racing here down the backstretch. Seville looking underneath Daryl Hahn through 3 and 4 here. Pataska doing his best to work on Johnny Avila, looking to the outside now. Pataska up 6 spots now since the start of this race. His first stage didn't look super convincing, but now definitely showing some speed there. But also Picardi here, who started the race out basically as well as he wanted to, as he would like to rather. It's Villa hard into the wall again. We saw him kiss the wall earlier in this restart, so might be battling a little bit of a tight race car. Pataska able to finish the pass there on Picardi, at least for now, as Picardi's now battling back on the bottom side. Pataska going to try to put the power down and clear down the front stretch. Picardi's still there. He's expecting to cut the apron to gain some positioning here. Still continuing to ride side by side with the 23 behind Avila. But this time, Pataska able to easily clear Picardi down the backstretch here. So Pataska officially now into the top 5, riding behind the 63 car of Johnny Avila. And top 5, really top 6, pretty single filed out now, but we'll keep an eye on that. Another notable comer here, 51 car, Tanner Love. Haven't called his name all night, but now finding himself 16 spots, up 16 spots from the start of this race. So great job by the 51 here to chip his way up through this field. And we'll go on board with Tanner Love here for just a second. See him riding underneath Vincent Picardi there. He's going to slot in behind him. But a driver who has gained 15 spots, definitely should keep an eye on him as this thing continues 46 laps into this second stage. We'll check in up front here. See Porter still riding P2. Hogan just behind Porter there. We have some racing further back. Daryl Hahn working on the outside of the 17 of DeCarlo, followed by Tyler Seville. DeCarlo kind of stuck there on the bottom, not going to have the most momentum on exit. Seville into the wall just for a second, but still able to keep that momentum up down the front stretch. And it looks like Hogan was able to get around Porter there. We'll go back and take a look exactly what happened, but Porter was looking pretty comfortable there in P2. You see just a great run by the 96 car, able to get to his right rear quarter down the front stretch and continue that that aggressive run there through the middle lane. And Porter just did not have the speed to keep up with the 96, and Hogan able to get the pass done. Now back up to P2. A little bit of a bobble there from Cody Porter. That's going to open the door for the 63. So Porter, who was just in P2 a couple laps ago, now back to P4. And Hogan looking very threatening now to the bumper of Tyler Gary here through 1 and 2. He's going to go way wide, try to gather momentum. And if Tyler and Hogan start duking it out for the lead, Johnny Avila is right there in the wings. As Avila goes low here, Hogan goes high. Tyler Gary running that middle lane. Hogan almost into the wall, but able to keep it off. Now diving down to the apron. See him right behind Gary here. He's going to get a little bit tight. Gary gets a little bit loose. And Gary down the track as Hogan's around. Big wreck up front. A lot of leaders involved. Johnny Avila able to get through and claim the race lead. But we'll go back and take a look at exactly what happened. But was a big one there. And that changes a lot here on lap 112. And the cash prize can go to anyone. So we have 96 of Boyd Hogan there just behind our leader. Tyler Gary gets loose. Comes back up the track and collects Porter. See Gary get loose ahead of the 96. 96 just has nowhere to go. And Gary just overcorrects here and up into the left rear quarter. And Johnny Avila able to squeak by. Just barely, but Cody Porter catching the worst of this as he gets struck pretty hard there by Tyler Gary. And I see a couple onboards I wanna check out here, but big caution coming out. And let's go on board with Vincent Picotti here. Oh, great stuff there. You see 96 still spinning there on the apron, but great heads up driving there by Picotti. So we have all of the field basically coming down pit lane now. And you see some damage there to the front of Cody Porter's car. As it looks like Dallas Pataska will win the race off pit lane, followed by Tanner Love, who's now up 20 spots, sitting P2. And Vincent Piccati, who we saw had the quick hands and the quick feet to get the car slowed down there, coming out P3. All right, a couple Chevys up front now, and then a Toyota in P3. I think I'll get my next prediction started. We'll just run it back. Who wins second stage? We'll set it for 5 minutes again here. All right, second prediction is up. Again, special prize for a person with the most channel points end of season. And the prediction is which manufacturer wins stage 2. Have 2 Chevys up front, Toyota P3, and a Ford in P4. We have Bacon Zelenka in P4 right now. So really all 3 manufacturers in the picture. All right, pace car is off, about to go green here on lap 115. 11 laps to go here in the second stage. Big run by the inside lane. Dallas Patassa gets going easy. 51 car stalls quite a bit, so the outside lane really held up there by Tanner Love. Bacon Zelenka, one of the cars that did not get going because Tanner Love seemed to almost like missed a shift there on the outside. Just not a good start. But Tyler Seville now working the inside here. Sweet Vincent Piccati take a deep dive down onto the apron. He wants to lead back. We saw Vincent Piccati out front to start, and for most of the first stage here, slid back, was caught up in an incident with the Minazzi Major. Now back up, contending for the lead. But Dallas Patassa enjoying the clean air for now. We haven't seen his race car in clean air yet, so we'll see how well the 23 can do up front. But for now, seems to be doing pretty well, about a 3/10, 4/10 lead over the field. Villa almost clipping the back of the 18, able to cross him over down the backstretch. Now it's going to be looking underneath Tyler Seville. And he's able to get the pass done now. Tyler Justice, where did he come from? He was down and out, damaged race car, heavy hit to the front of that car, and now he's back up to P6. I know we have Tyler Justice fans in the chat, so I'm sure a lot of you guys are happy to see the 77 work his way back up, now working on the back of Johnny Avila down the backstretch. Austin Brooks looking underneath Daryl Hahn here. This is a top 10 battle. Daryl Hahn really has been doing well, super consistent. Feel like he's always hanging around that top 10 position. We've had some incidents up front through the middle of the pack, but Hahn doing a great job here, holding on and putting the laps down to stay in contention. Now we have Johnny Avila working this middle lane here. Have him and Justice stalking the back of Mr. Bacon. They smell the bacon. it was only a matter of time. After I said that, I kind of felt gross, but it was only a matter of time, right? Ooh, Bacon Zelensky getting a little bit of a shot there. Zelenka, Zelensky. Zelenka getting a little bit of a shot there from Johnny Avila on the entrance of 3 and 4. Able to hold off the charge of these two cars for now. But Justice and Avila side by side here through 1 and 2. Our leader, Dallas Patas, is still holding on to about a 6/10 lead over Bacati here. So that car is working in clean air as we have Johnny Villa able to clear Justice down the backstretch. Now Seville, even with Justice through 3 and 4. And hard hit into the wall for the 18 of Seville. As we have another caution out. Yellow flag in the air. And damage to Tyler Gary. And I think he just had some damage. We'll see. Oh, Tyler Gary gets loose all by himself. And caution comes out after a hard hit. And that's the last person I expected that to happen to. But now you see him on pit lane getting damage repairs done. And wow. So another caution here on lap 123. And we will grab somebody here to do a quick interview. And I'm seeing... I think Picati just passed him. So Pataska is our leader. I believe. Yep. So we'll grab Dallas Pataska here for a quick in-race interview. Super exciting, super cool. Mr. Pataska in the booth, you got me? Hey, so it seemed like you struggled a little bit in that first stage. Obviously, we're in dirty air. Now that you're up front, is that car cooperating a lot more?
Been one run great, one run terrible. Last run was honestly the best it's been, but obviously being out front, it's going to be like that. But yeah, we'll see. Got a couple more stops that we got to nail here, so still some more adjusting to do yet. Gotcha.
And I hope me pulling you into the booth didn't distract you when you were going to pit there, but obviously electing to stay out. Don't want to give up the lead. Obviously, track position seems to be pretty big here. Now, Boyd did message me. You said shit's getting crazy. Are some of the guys getting a little bit aggressive there, knowing such a big prize pool is on the line?
Well, yeah, I mean, there was a big wreck there that collected a couple of the front runners and took them out and whatnot. So, yeah, I think it really cracked everything open. I mean, who knows who can win here? I'm here, but I'm really not sure what I'm going to get after I pit. So who knows? Tanner's been quick. Obviously, Vincent's quick. So who knows? But hopefully it's a good show here to the end.
Yep, absolutely, man. Well, I'll get you back to your channel. Good luck as we continue this thing.
Thank you.
That was Dallas Pataska, driver of the 23 car. So sorry. Yeah, it's just one of those things that because we had the quick start, I didn't have the VoIP audio unmuted. But thank you, Machine Gun Nap. Thank you so much. You really, I mean, honestly, like that's a stream saving call there. So yeah, I mean that's like VIP behavior. So very cool. As we now believe we're 1 to green here, crossing to the start finish. And Dallas did point out before I unmuted him, so he did struggle first stage. Obviously, Dirty Air was pretty abusive to that race car, but he said before I unmuted that he threw the kitchen sink at it. The team, you know, the engineers cracking the numbers, running the numbers, calling the HQ in New York City. They were able to find a good combination, a good couple of adjustments to pass to the driver. So said the car's feeling a lot better now. Obviously the clean air, very beneficial for the 23 car. and he's hoping that that speed continues as we roll back to the start finish here. Pace car lights are off. We'll be back off in green. Green flag back in the air now. Lap 126, 75 laps to go here. And we did conclude stage 2. So we are on to the final stage. We have a tight gaggle of cars here. Second position in back, Johnny Avila pushing hard there behind Tanner Love. Vincent Picotti going to try to clear Tanner Love on the exit of 4. He does. So Picotti claiming that second position, diving down to the apron as we've seen him do several times tonight. Johnny Avila and Tyler Justice side by side yet again. We saw these two battling for that last. Caution came out. And Justice up towards the wall, riding that third lane. Trying to get a big run down the backstretch. I think Avila is just too gripped up there on the bottom side. He's not going to get the speed, and Avila able to clear it. Now working on the 51. 51 hard into the wall there. That's going to stall his momentum. Tyler Justice now underneath Tanner Love here down the front stretch. But looks like Johnny Avila able to claim that third spot. So 2 passes for the 63 car in a matter of a lap. And much how we saw last restart, Dallas Pataska doing well to hold on to his lead over the 47 car of Vincent Picotti. About almost 3/10 ahead of our second position car. And looking at the times, still running the fastest times. Bacon Zelenka underneath Tyler Seville here down the front stretch. He's trying to work his way up to the top 5. Not able to get past on, but Daryl Hahn. Great run off turn 2 underneath Bacon Zelenka now through 3 and 4. Again, we saw Daryl Hahn just consistency all night here. And he's improved his spots from around 10th. Now battling for P7 here, side by side with Bacon Zelenka down the front stretch. And still side by side between Hahn and Zelenka. It looks like Zelenka now able to clear the 8 this time. So does get ahead of Daryl Hahn through 3 and 4. Now we have Joe Stafford in 33 car Austin Brooks. You see Joe Stafford got into the wall a little bit. That opened the door for the 33 to try to cut down the track and clear the 57 into 1 and 2, and he does. And he's going to have a big run also off the exit of 2. Austin Brooks really utilizing the high side of this track. Feels a lot of speed in that car. And he's continuing to move forward here as we had a pass for the lead that I totally missed. We'll go back and take a look. But I was feeling super comfortable with Pataska up front. But now Picardi, he's to the front of the race and has quite a gap here on P2. And now Johnny Villa contending hard for P2. Pataska just did not have the drive off that he needed to hold on to that position. And he's continuing to slide back here as Johnny Villa working the outside. And Tyler Justice is also right there. But we'll go back and see what happened here. So Vincent Picardi just drove up to the back of the 23. Pataska tight up on the high side there. Doesn't have any drive off. Just no competition for Picardi there, who worked underneath him. Able to easily clear him. So just spoke with Pataska, told us that he did have quite a few adjustments into that car. Might have just overcooked it just a bit. But now Picardi, who we saw lead much of that first stage, we know this car is fast up front. At least for a handful of laps. We'll see if Johnny Avila, Tyler Justice are able to hunt back down Picardi here, as they're about 4/10 back, exiting 4. And before I forget, Chevy did win as we have our leader into the wall. And Tyler Justice almost up into the wall as well, but still was able to get the drive off there. Now working on the outside of Johnny Avila and Dallas Pataska, who faded away for a little bit. Now back in the picture here. But luckily for Picardi, doesn't seem like he gave up much. There is Tyler Justice actually able to pass a couple drivers there and up to P2. See Vil ride that high lane there. Dallas Pataska now starting to find some grip there underneath some of our leaders here. We saw his car just get away from him there. He was super tight on the high side. Seems to have found something here as he's starting to work on Johnny Avila down on the inside. We saw how easily Avila was able to pass, or Picardi was able to pass Pataska. Could have just been a little bit of a mistake. Got super tight. And just had to regain his rhythm here as we have Avila almost in the wall, having to check him a bit, but still able to get the draft back from the 77, hold on to his 3rd place spot. Picardi still holding on to about a 3/10 lead. It has dropped. So the lead has dropped a little bit. Lap 142. Of 200 coming to 143. It's Johnny Villa hard into the wall there. Definitely, I mean, he had a little bit of a shot there, bounced off the wall. Go on board with Mr. Avila just to double check. See if that car is okay. Seems to be driving fine here. But before I miss another one here, we'll check in with Tyler Justice, who's now cut down the gap to about 2/10. So many of these drivers last pitted lap 112. So certainly we'll see another green flag stop if we keep green here. And now Justice. Real tight to the back of Bacati here. Bacati got tight on the high side. Justice almost to his left rear quarter. Bacati trying to ride this middle lane, feed that dirty air to the 77. Does it just enough there to hold off Justice for now. A little bit of a bobble there from Bacati, but still holding straight here, heading down the front stretch. This time Bacati electing to use his bottom lane here. Got car off that white line. Justice with a big run now. Going to try to cross over down the backstretch. He does. Side by side with Bacati heading into 3 and 4. Justice going for the lead. See Justice basically wrap that white line front left tire on the white line here. Able to get a smooth exit. Not much of a bobble at all from the 77. So he's side by side with Bacati here for the lead heading into 1 and 2. See super tight through mid corner on exit. Start to give a little bit of a space there. Bacati did have a run there on the outside. Justice trying to hold on to the positioning here on the bottom side. Bacati still leveraging that outside lane. These two fighting side by side, allowing Dallas Bataska to quickly enter the picture here. Again, side by side down the backstretch, about even through mid corner. Bacati able to pull ahead a little bit with the run he has, but Tyler Justice able to seem to gain it back as he has a big bobble there, almost coming together with Bacati. 77 car able to hold on to that thing with the quick hands, basically touching here on the entrance of 1 and 2. And that time, Justice, after saving the race car on the exit of 4, able to clear Bacati that time. So Tyler Justice up to the race lead. After an up and down night, we saw him do real well in that first stage. Had an incident with some of the guys in the back. But now enjoying the race lead as Bataska also working underneath Bacati. He's up to P2. Bataska started this last green flag run in first position, but we saw him get tight there on the high side. But since then, that car has been moving quick. Bacati into the wall. Avila also into the wall. Bacati really battling that race car. Seems to have gotten a little bit tight, and he's going to lose a handful of spots there after glancing off the wall. .49 laps left now. Again, we'll see these guys come down pit lane, whether that be under green flag or if a caution comes out. Definitely all these guys do need to pit at least one more time. Things have calmed down just for now. Have a 2-horse race up front. Dallas Bataska stalking behind the 77 car of Tyler Justice. And Tyler Seville actually now up to P3. Seville has started P3. We saw him kind of all over the field. I believe he also almost got caught up in a wreck. But now riding P3 with some clean air ahead and behind. Mataska searching for some speed here, electing to run that middle high lane. Try to set up a pass on the 77. A little bit of fuel strat going on in the back half of the field. You know what? I think you could be right. I was just looking through. I mean, we have some fast guys back there. We have Boyd Hogan, Daryl Hahn, Colby DeCarla, who's now in. Colby DeCarla coming in. He is the first green flag stop. We'll see. We'll see if he nails his pit stall here. Yep, doesn't overshoot the pit stall, so he should be in and out rather cleanly there. We also have Tommy Carroll Jr. coming down pit lane. Daryl Hahn, who we saw kind of jousting with the 33 earlier, has worked his way back up now underneath the 33 of Austin Brooks. Up front, Tyler Justice still holding on to the lead. Again, most of these guys, if not all of them, last pitted on lap 112, an exception to Boyd Hogan, who pitted on lap 123. So 200 minus 123 is 77 laps. We'll go on board here with Boyd Hogan to see just how much he's saving, if at all, here. So we saw Tanner Love take the hard left turn and try to get down on pit lane. Also Nick Basden in. So it's tough. It's a tough track to save because there's so much on throttle time. Definitely tracks where saving's a lot easier. So 77 laps, that's going to be real tough for Hogan to make that. I doubt he can make it. But as far as broadcasting and drama goes, you know what? Anything's possible. We have Jeff Chandler, Matthew Cisna down pit lane as well. And Tyler Justice pitting from the lead, getting slowed down. You see him smoke his tires a ton there. And we'll check to see if he was too fast coming down pit lane. And I'm being told Tyler Justice, black flag for too fast entering, as well as Boyd Hogan, both receiving black flags. We just mentioned Hogan, who we checked in with to see if he was going to save, electing to come down pit lane. Couple more guys, Johnny Avila, 18 car of Tyler Seville, and Avila also tagged with the black flag there on entry. Man, so a couple naughty boys there entering pit lane under the green flag stop, and that's going to shake things up a bunch. But coming back out onto the track, Dallas Patasco was just behind Tyler Justice there, and he got down onto pit lane, correct speed limit. So he nailed his stop back out onto the racing surface, and we saw the speed in that 23 car. A couple guys still out on the track, Daryl Hahn, Bacon, Zelenka, You know, you know what? I mean, like, hey, there might be a caution with the green flag stops. We're trying to win this thing. You see Daryl Hahn this time, almost close call there with Bacon Zelenka. But Daryl Hahn getting it slowed down. That does cycle the lead up to Bacon Zelenka, who's all by himself. Caleb Begg looks like he pitted on lap 123. So he's in the same boat that Boyd Hogan was. Obviously see him rolling a lot slower than some of the guys now on fresh boots. This time Bacon Zelenka down pit lane. So Ray Gill, Caleb Begg up front. Pataska back on the lead lap now. And he's going to drive around and try to reclaim that lead. So he's the first car on fresh tires out on the track. So as we cycle through, he will regain the lead. And just behind him, Joe Stafford. Man, what a great race. You know, we've had a lot of great racing up front. I wish I would have been able to call more of the action mid-pack, but it's been so good up front. So I want to stick with the guys performing the best. But have some racing here off pit lane. You see Tyler Seville work on the outside of Joe Stafford there. So Seville up to the post cycle P2 as he's now trying to get around a lap car there. I believe that is I'm not sure who that is. Oh, that's Nick Baston there, driver of the 95, but it shows 77 on the race car. Dallas Pataska about 21 seconds behind our leader, but definitely cutting down that lead aggressively lap after lap on the fresh tires. And then next closest car to Pataska here, about 2.6 seconds behind him, Tyler Seville. But on lap 169 of 200, green flag stops have been done. These guys can make it on fuel. We saw a couple guys get hit with too fast entering. Boyd Hogan got hit. Johnny Avila got hit. Our leader, Tyler Justice, got hit. So completely turning this race on its head. Dallas Pataska just has to keep this car pointed straight, drive back to the front. As we have a caution out. Man, and that changes everything. I believe that was Casey Clark Jr. Oh, Matthew Cisna gets loose up above and collects Casey Clark Jr. and they both go around spinning across the start finish down the front stretch. And I do see a meatball for the 36. Cisna also heavy damage there, limping it there on the bottom side. But we are going to get restacked here. And obviously Caleb Begg, Ray Gill will come down pit lane for fuel and tires. That will shuffle Pataska up front, followed by Tyler Seville in P2. Now let's see if Mr. Seville is available for a quick chat. Oop. Mr. Seville in your booth, you got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, so things have definitely been going crazy. What a race. We've seen it all. Heavy racing up front. We had some untimely cautions. We had some leaders wrecking. We had some guys get some black flags too fast entering, but all of that said, you are now P2 behind our leader, soon to be leader, I believe, Dallas Mataska here. How's the car feeling? Do you think you have what it takes? Do you think you have the speed to get it done?
I definitely have the speed. It's a good setup. The driver is probably questionable on if I can get up there and do it. We're just going to see how it shakes out. I was trying not to use up my stuff too much. So we'll see what happens. I figure if a caution comes out another 10 laps or so, I'll take my last set of tires.
Yep.
But otherwise, this is what we got.
All right, man. Well, with that, I'll let you get back to your guys. You're outlier, right?
Yes, sir. Well, not full time, but I try to run this one every week.
Okay. Yeah, I was just asking so I know what channel to put you back in, but I do see outlier in the car, so I'll get you back with your fellows.
All right. Thank you, sir.
That was Tyler Seville, driver of the 18. You know what? He needs to have a little bit more confidence in himself. He's driven a great race. We've seen him duking it out with some leaders. Currently sitting P2. You know what? Just go out there, do your thing, and you know what? Who knows what might happen. But great talking to Mr. Seville there, driver of the 18 car. Will be starting just above our leader, Dallas Mataska. Mataska being followed by the 33 car of Austin Brooks. And then another fast driver we saw, I believe he was even up to the lead for a little bit, the 17 of Colby DiCarlo. Let me double check that, make sure I'm not lying to you guys. So Colby DiCarlo. I actually don't have laps led, so sorry. All right, pace car lights are off. And we're going to have about 25 laps here to conclude this thing. I'll do my best to keep an eye on the whole field as we get the pace car rolling off. And waiting on Dallas Mataska to enter the restart zone to get us restarted for the end of this race. Green flag back in the air. A little bit of a checkup there on the outside. Huge checkup there on the inside. You see cars shuffling around towards the back. Austin Brooks slow rolling there on the apron into the grass. But up front now, Daryl Hahn is 3 wide with Joe Stafford in the 72 car of Caleb Begg to his outside. And just ahead of him, Colby Carlo and Tyler Seville making up the top 3. But looking at this group here, 3 wide down the front stretch. Daryl Hahn caught in the middle with Joe Stafford below him, Caleb Begg above him. There's the 77 of Tyler Justice. He is a lap down after getting that black flag, but currently sitting in the lucky dog position. If we get another caution here, he will get the wave around. And 26 laps to go. Coming to the line, 25 laps left here at Vegas. Really, the group to watch here is Daryl Hahn and Joe Stafford here. We have some tight racing for the 4th position, as it looks like Hahn able to clear up, rather, the 3rd position. So Hahn up to the podium spot, P3. We've seen consistency and speed from the 8 car all night. You know, he's been weaving in and out of traffic, has been in some tight battles with leaders, and he's deservedly so up 15 spots, riding P3 here with 24 laps left. DiCarlo has slid back several spots. We did see, looked like, you know what? No, he was on the outside to start. We saw the inside get checked up pretty crazily, if that's a word, for that restart. But going through the whole field, really the elephant in the room is Dallas Pataska out to a 4/10 lead. We have seen 4/10 leads cut down rather quickly, but he's looking pretty convincing right now with 22 laps left. A lot of fast guys caught a lap down. Tyler Justice, Johnny Avila, Boyd Hogan, all a lap down now because of mistakes on pit lane. Definitely, most likely just buying some time, hoping, praying that a caution comes out. But really, the only person benefiting from that is Tyler Justice, who's in the lucky dog position. We have Joe Stafford working on Daryl Hahn here. I've seen these two clash a bit this evening. And Pataska still holding on to about a 3/10 lead. We saw last time Pataska got a little bit tight after getting some tires, so we'll see if that comes back. But Seville doing well, rolling that bottom. Not sure if I saw a little bit of a bobble there from the 23. The right rear might have just kicked out a bit. Daryl Hahn still looking fast there too, just behind Seville. And we go on board with Tyler Seville here. See how he lays the car into that corner, able to get that left front part of his nose there underneath the 23 of Pataska to collect some clean air. Oh, we do have laps led. I don't know why it wasn't coming up earlier. Coming to the stripe, 17 laps to go now. Asses can take numerous laps to set up here at Vegas, so still maybe be a tiny bit too early, but expect to see some guys start to go searching for some extra grip, extra speed. With such a large prize pool on the line, you know the guys are going to do anything they can to cross that stripe first. And the lead cut down now to about 1/10 there on the exit of one. You see Tyler Seville kind of ran that middle lane. Pataska still running this bottom side. Seville getting a great run through 3 and 4, about even with Pataska. He's going to clear him on the exit of 4. Tyler Seville up to the front with 15 laps to go. And Daryl Hahn now working on the 23 of Dallas Pataska. We saw a similar situation. Pataska started real strong, but then that car started to get away from him a bit. Just got a little bit tight on the high side last time. And this time just doesn't seem to have the drive off that he needs. But now Seville up to about a 4/10 lead over Pataska. And if Hahn and Pataska keep battling out, Seville's going to be able to creep ahead more and more. We just spoke with Seville. He wasn't feeling real confident in the driver, but he was super confident in the setup. He knows he has a lot of speed. He just needs to keep calm between the ears, and he will be the winner of our big cash prize. But with that said, Dallas Pataska, good run off of 4. Now cutting that lead to about 2/10, entering 1 and 2. Pataska definitely Definitely did not want to give up the lead there. You want to be out front, clean air. Force the guy behind you to cut through your wake. As Patasa gets loose there, almost hits the wall, glanced the wall a tiny bit. See him get up close to the wall in the entry of one, trying to ride this middle group underneath the wake of Seville. Pretty good run on the backstretch here. A little bit of a gain there. We'll go on board with Mr. Bataska here. See him able to open up his nose. Seville's gonna want to try to put more dirty air on the front of the 23 car if he wants to hold on to this lead. Bataska looks like he still has some speed in this car, but oh, big run there. Seville tight into the wall, and Pataska coming down the front stretch does have a run now to the outside. Seville heading into 1 and 2. Pataska floating up the track just a bit. This is where he got tight last time, and it looks like he just didn't have the drive off again. So Seville able to hold in onto the lead there from the bottom, and he's feeding the 23 dirty air this time. And Han now underneath. Pataska heading out of 3 and 4. Almost even. Han will probably cut down onto the apron. No, it likes to stay on the white. Enough to clear the 23, so the combination of dirty air and Han being below Pataska was enough for Han to have the momentum out of 4 and slides up into P2. I was telling you guys, Han has been looking great all night. Up 16 spots now, 9 laps to go. Does he have a little bit more in the tank to complete a pass here for the lead? That lead about 2/10 here, exiting 1 and 2. You see Pataska, great run there on the outside. Don't think Han really liked the line he did through 1 and 2. Not the best drive off. And just the way things are unfolding, it looks like Han and Pataska more likely to have a battle, though. They now are up pretty tight to the rear of Seville here. Seville might just have lost a little that last lap. Pataska running this middle lane. It's going to try to cut down under Han. Doesn't quite have the run to try to make a move there on Han. And Han now driving down below on the bottom side, able to get underneath Seville here, and they're side by side heading down the backstretch. So big move by Han in the 8 car, and now he's inching ahead through 3 and 4, and Pataska's there just behind. Seville gonna try to get a drive off here on the high side. They're still side by side heading down the front stretch. Han not using the apron quite yet. Still side by side through 1 and 2. We saw how good of a drive off Han had last lap. Seville trying to squeeze him down, keep him pinched down through mid corner, and that's going to allow him to inch ahead here through 3 and 4. Han tight to the left rear of the 18, almost touching. And Dow's Pataska's there just behind. You see him in the rear view of Han heading down the front stretch. These guys are all bunched up. Han side by side with our once race leader, Tyler Seville. Again, Han with a great move there on the bottom side, able to keep that car planted. Just needs to put the power down. Does get a little bit of a lead down the backstretch, but then Seville has momentum. Pataska now running the high side. He doesn't want any of that dirty air business. Trying to get a big run, almost touching. Leaders almost touching down the front stretch. Still side by side here. 3 laps to go now. Han going to try the bottom again. They are rubbing. They're rubbing doors through 1 and 2. if they're not careful, Pataska's going to come in and poach this thing. Still side by side. Looks like Han has the advantage. He's going to clear our leader, Pataska, down to the bottom, down to the apron. And Pataska makes a big move for the lead. Pataska with a great run from the high side, dives down on the apron, moves ahead of Han and Seville to reclaim the lead. The camera messed up. I don't know why. Sorry about that. But now Pataska doing his best to hold on to his lead as now Daryl Han commits to that middle lane, and he's going to have the drive off now. Pataska just a little bit slow there on the high side as we have white flag in the air. Pataska, Han, side by side down the front stretch. Almost touching through 1 and 2. Han about half a lane up from the white. Pataska's going to have some momentum on the high side here. Glancing blow there down the back stretch. Han needs to nail this corner. Pataska's going to roll the middle there. He has some momentum. Pataska has some momentum. He moves to the lead. Han drops back to P2. Dallas Pataska, he has enough to get it done here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway and wins. What a race. What an absolute race coming to the line. Big move by Pataska there to pass Han and Seville down the front stretch. And the 23 car is going to be a little bit richer this evening. And we'll watch Dallas Pataska burn it down here, but then we'll go back and take a look at his couple of moves there that cemented his win. And man, what a finish there. We really had it all this entire race. Had untimely cautions. Had dueling up at the front. Top 10, top 5. Shout out to all those pit road speeders. Yeah, that was crazy, man. The amount of tire smoke I saw after the cones on pit lane. I knew some of y'all were not making it. But with that, again, let's go back and take a look. Let's go back and take a look here. See Dallas Pataska rolling the outside lane here. Seville and Han were just caught up battling. And Pataska just said, I'm done with this. I'm going to go down on the apron and pass both of you guys down the front stretch here. And able to clear them easily heading into 1 and 2. And you really got to give credit to Han here because he saw that happen and he wasn't done yet. Pataska electing the high side here does stall just a bit. You saw the 23 car just struggling a bit on the high side throughout this race. That allows Han to get back into the picture about even at the line. And it really looked like Han had a convincing bid for the win here. And that blow there down the backstretch where Pataska just had the extra momentum and Han had to collect his car, I think was just enough to really hand the win to the 23. He had the speed, he had the positioning, he had the momentum off of 4. And great drive by the 23. Really